So, where am I here? Okay. Hello and welcome. So, today we will be playing Project Zomboid in build 42 unstable in debug mode. If you don't know how to go into debug mode, you can Google it. I don't trust myself to word things properly. It's in like properties. When you like right click on the game in Steam, there's a way to add the debug to load in. But yeah, I might get it wrong. So I would just like Google it if you want to do this. Debug mode comes in handy right now because some of the mods I like aren't updated yet. And there are things that you can do in debug that you can't do in like a regular vanilla game. And without those mods, debug's like the best option. Once all the mods I like are updated, I'll probably stop playing in debug because it can get glitchy too, especially in an unstable version. So I'm going to show you what mods I use. I am not going to play the Project Fallout Challenge today, but if you're watching this, whether on stream or on YouTube later, and you want to see me do the Fallout Challenge, let me know in comments. It's hard. It's really hard, and it's a lot of fun. Um, I would not do that one in debug because it's supposed to be challenging. You shouldn't like to have too many cheats. Excuse me. Um, that's just the 90 Ford ambulance is just, an extra vehicle you can find. I do use the slower sprinters, even though I don't usually enable sprinters because they're a pain in the butt. Ada Wong voice is just an optional voice for your character from Resident Evil. I think Advanced Warfare goes with the Fallout one. I'm not sure. It adds like weapons and stuff. I use Authentic Z. Um, I really recommend Authentic Z. It's a really good mod, good modder. Just in general, lots of like extra backpacks and a lot of random stuff. Sledgehammers and tool stores is extremely handy because in the vanilla game, it's really hard to find sledgehammers. And you need sledgehammers to destroy stuff. And believe me, that can be very handy. Walls, doors, things you can't get through. Big Bad Beaver, one of my favorite YouTubers, has like merch, so I added his mod. Bleak World Fog adds some more interesting and immersive fog is all basically. Bloodlust trait makes it the more you kill zombies, the happier and stronger you basically get. Bodily functions makes it so you have to pay attention to when you have to pee and poop. Just a little realism. Extra spawn locations. Raven's achievements, basically various things you do in the game. You get achievements. It doesn't really do much, but it's fun. Raven's utilities is just, I think you need it for if you have any other mods. Build one by one allows you so you don't have to wait, like when say you're laying on floor. You can keep clicking to have them like queue up the tiles instead of waiting each time, which should hopefully someday just be part of the game because that's just better. I like the bypass container capacities and other things like that because I do not like having to go back and forth to get stuff. So, one of the cheats I always use is to basically be able to carry like thousands of stuff on me. Like, there's plenty of hi, Jennifer. Right now, I don't have time, but if you leave me a link, I'll take a look when I get a chance. Thanks for popping in. Excuse me. So let's see. Bypass container capacity. As I was saying, I just want to be able to carry like everything. I get bored with the like back and forth. Like I have to go back and get this and then drop it off and go back and get that. Yeah, heck with that. Choose my starting keyring is just like it sounds. There's a bunch of different keyrings in the world. They can be hard to find normally. So if you want to start with a particular one, like there's an 8 ball, a 4 leaf clover, all sorts of fun stuff. Choose your spawn allows you to use the GPS locations you can find on the website for for the map website for B42, and it'll give you the coordinates, and you can just type in and spawn exactly where you want to, which I like. Since I use the narcotics mod, which will be coming up soon, I like spawning at like the meth lab, and I can load my character up with stuff that'll keep them awake for days because sleeping is boring. Excuse me. Let's see. Close the trunk. If you don't, that mod makes it so if you forget to close your trunk or the back doors of a van, your stuff can fall out. So, combat text. Oh, that just shows you the health bar above the zombies. You know how many more. Basically, you can tell if they're getting close to being dead or not. Well, the undead, fully dead, or however you want to word it. Comfy sleeping. You can be very uncomfortable and not get a good night's sleep with that one. You can set it up. There's sandbox options for that one. Where you can make it so like pillows give you lots of extra comfort, where certain clothing items can make it hard for you to sleep. So you basically have to like, take all the like stuff your character's carrying off of them before they lay down if they want to have a good night's sleep. Common sense. That's just basically some more like realism type things. More realistic condiment bottles from 93 because this game takes place in 93. The year my daughter was born. Yes, I'm old. If you don't like it, that's not my problem. You can move on. But yes, I'm 50 and I love the game. And you know what? You only live once. Enjoy your life. Um, Condition on dash is just a little more realistic too to show you how your battery's doing, etc. That's especially helpful if you've been running over a lot of zombies because that is hell on your vehicle. This is just, I changed the custom main menu to Spiffo because I like Spiffo. I got a Spiffo tattoo and everything. I'm a nerd. What do you want? Um, Possibly, Jennifer. I'll look into that when I'm done. Thank you. Excuse me. Custom spawn. Wait, why do I have two? That's two different mods, and I don't remember what the difference is. But yeah, there's a couple ways you can use custom spawn. It's handy anyway. Custom start inventory. A lot of that is just like if you take certain occupations and stuff, you'll get some extra items when you start that you wouldn't normally be able to have right away. Customizable zoom just lets you zoom in and out a little more than what they allow you to normally, which is helpful if you want to see what's coming better. The customizable Z loot, um, again, that's a sandbox option. It lets you decide like how much of different items you want zombies to be carrying or not carrying, etc. Daisy County is just another map. Dismantle alarm clocks allows you to gain electrical skill by taking apart alarm clocks, which hasn't been available yet in vanilla. Driving skill just means if you're driving a car, you actually build up a driving skill and can get better and faster and all that. Drops all items on death is one of my favorites. Reason being, if you don't do that, you have to literally find your actual corpse. And if it's wandering around, that can be difficult. This way, it doesn't matter. If your corpse gets up and walks away, the next character can simply go to the map where there's a little like death looking symbol, and you can go there and pick up all the stuff they dropped. So you don't have to start completely over trying to find everything that your first character took so much time to gather. It just saves time, like carrying everything in your inventory kind of thing, saves time and energy. Even more hair colors just gives you more hair colors when you're making your character, of course. Excavation lets you dig basements and make them bigger. Let's see, exercise assistant. That just like improves the exercise so you're not like having to click so much. The Fallout food mod, as it sounds from the Fallout game franchise, adds some of the foods and drinks and stuff like Nuka Cola and stuff like that, which is it's just fun. You don't need it, but I like it because I'm a Fallout fan. Obviously. The farming wiki I haven't actually used yet because I keep dying, so I haven't really got to much farming yet in my last save. So maybe we can get some farming done in this one, hopefully. That just helps you figure out when and where to grow stuff so you're not trying to grow things out of season and wondering why your plants are dying. Faster cloth ripping, again, as it sounds for your tailoring skill. It's just faster. It's kind of slow otherwise. So, yeah, faster map opening. So you're not like taking this super long time to open your map while zombies might get you. Fluffy hair, I think, came with Spongy's stuff for like character creation, if I remember right. It doesn't say, but I think it's part of Spongy's, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me. The fog damage mod makes some of the fog like actually toxic if you're not wearing a gas mask. Food allergy traits is just a fun way to kill you if you forget that you made your character allergic to peanuts or seafood. I forgot that, went fishing and almost died once. So yeah, if you give your if you give your character a food allergy, don't forget you gave him a food allergy and have him eat like a peanut butter sandwich or something. Yeah. Functioning clothesline, again, as it sounds. If you don't have a washer and dryer, you can wash your clothes by hand and hang them on the line. This just makes the skills panel a little easier to navigate. It looks better, prettier to me. I like it. Game night adds some games. I've added Battleship, Monopoly, Ouija board, Scrabble, and Uno. Oh, this is a new one. Gather floor items and corpse. I don't know how well that one works. It's a new one. So I'm going to add it in because I forgot. Um, but it's supposed to make it so you can like right click and gather everything at once. I think instead of having to like gather things one at a time, it's just, yeah, another way to be faster. I had to undo this one because it was an actual copyrighted song. That one that plays in Shaun of the Dead. Da, 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 Ghost, yeah, whatever. I can't remember the exact name or anything. It's a great song. I love it, but yeah, copyright. Guides, trait magazines, ads. It allows you to learn certain traits through the magazines that you would normally not be able to read to learn more about. More realistic doors, solar arrays, so you can have solar panels, an improved farming info window. And here again is the carrying stuff. So you can just carry like thousands of kilograms of stuff. Because realism is great to a certain extent, but not when it makes me bored. Jack of all trades is a trait. It adds like an extra level to like all the traits in character creation. I haven't been using it lately, but it's a good trait if you want to start with a little bit of extra, a little bit of an extra advantage. Kill count just tells you how many includes cars and fire kills, which it normally won't count. Known and collected just marks things a little better so you can see better what you already know or collected. Nox event expanded NPC adds you can have a spouse at the beginning who will help fight zombies. You can tell them to like do stuff like various tasks to help you out, but it also adds like bandits, raiders type things, and yeah, it can make things a lot more dangerous. So it makes it a little more exciting, interesting, because they don't really have NPCs yet in the main game. Last push trait gives you an advantage if you're being, excuse me, sorry, if you're being overwhelmed by zombies. The last push trait can totally save your butt. Like it'll give you that sudden last, like push them all away from you to try and get away, or to like gain some advantage to be able to mow them down better. It's a good trait to use if you want to set your zombie level to high, which I like to do. Because I'm cheating so much with the extra carry capacity, I sometimes teleport instead of driving or walking. I kind of balance that out by having a lot more zombies. So that's why I die so much. People are like, oh, you're cheating, you're cheating. Well, it's not really cheating. The game is customizable. The sandbox options allow you to do whatever you want. You can make it as easy or hard as you want. There's no such really thing as cheating because it's all about what you want your game to do. Do you want no zombies and just build like it's The Sims? Do you want so many zombies you're dying every other minute? It's great. I love this game because it's so customizable. I can play as hard or easy as I want at any time. So yeah, I carry thousands of kilograms of crap. I teleport across the map, but I also get overrun by zombies quite often because I set it high. So, you have to make those decisions, and those are completely up to you. It's all about you. What do you want? This goes with the lifestyle hobbies and stuff mod. Adds some missing book sets. Hobbies allows you to like play the pianos and other instruments. Dance to like the juke. Oh, I I undid the jukebox because True Music and True Music Jukebox uses copyrighted music. So I did undo that one. But I'm pretty sure I can still have them dance to like radio music. I don't know. We'll have to see. What's this? A modding film. I think that just goes along with some of the mods. I think I just have to have that. Long-term preservation allows you to like cure meat and stuff. There's a Louisville airport spawn. Louisville spawns are very dangerous, especially if you've set your zombies to high. Don't do that unless you're willing to die a lot. Then, of course, all these other spawns. Map symbol size slider just allows you to have your map symbols bigger or smaller. I changed the level up sound to the super mushroom sound because I like it. Medical Meister. You can click on the icon and then it'll automatically do like if you're hungry, it'll have your character automatically eat something out of your inventory. If you don't have any food in your inventory, it'll say no food available or whatever. So I like that because it just makes things a little quicker when you're trying to do a bunch of stuff. The mini health panel is just a nice little way to see how your health is quickly. Mod Comparer, when I reload the game, it's going to come up because not uninstalled. I turned off some of the mods because of copyright stuff. So that'll just tell me, hey, do you want to load from this save or do you want to enable from here? It's handy. The sorter just makes sure your mods are sorted properly. There's a mod order crash fix in case, so your game doesn't crash because you've been moving mods and opening and or not opening, but yeah, turning on and turning off mods, which since I'm doing that for streaming, obviously. The mod update and alert system, yeah, that's just as it sounds. Moodle framework is just a background thing that you need if you're doing like special Moodles. More chips just gives you more options, realistic looking chips, more skill books, more traits, of course, gives you more traits to pick. Dynamic just means that you can lose or gain them. More traits fixed, more workout supplements. These are all pretty more variety loot. I turned off musical menu framework because I don't think I need it without any of the custom like copyright music going. This just has more variety loot, obviously. Let's see, my vehicle location. So when you open the map, this is especially handy if you've died and are going back to try and find your stuff. It'll show you where you last parked your car. If you're not teleporting and you've actually been driving, maybe to gain driving skill or whatever, it's helpful to be like, wait, where is my car? I have lost vehicles before using that. So, yeah, like, wait, I don't remember where I left it. Because, yeah, go wandering off and forget. NNC's narcotics, it gives you all sorts of fun stuff. You can also grow weed. If you have the right ingredients, you can make your own drugs. You can also go through withdrawal, hangovers, and side effects. I don't know. I don't think you can OD. No, I think you can OD. Basically, be careful if you use this one because you can overdo it and make your player sick and kill them. I find it handy just because I like tormenting my characters and making them stay up for days to like build stuff and clean stuff and scavenge. Like, who has time for sleeping? Just, smoke some meth and move on. And don't do that in real life, people. Okay. Nepenthe, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Nearby traps just means that if you're trapping for animals, it doesn't matter if you're nearby. Like, normally, if you're within so many like tiles, you won't get any animals because they'll be afraid of you or whatever. This just is, as far as I know, it's working. And even if you're, in that range, they can still end up in the traps. Occupation starting items is just another one that'll give you some extra items right when you start. Pick up ATM and fireplace is as it sounds. You can pick up items that you normally wouldn't be able to pick up in game. Again, I would recommend having, an expanded carrying capacity of some sort to make sure you can carry things that are usually too heavy to carry, like wells. I'm not going to be using any scenarios in this spawn, but there are random scenarios too that you'll see when we go to start the game. More random spawn options, pumps, items. I just do the food, food and drink only. unhealthy snacks and junk food that'd be common to find in 90s America. Basically, a lot of like fun, just, gives you more variety. This is just a framework for one or more of the mods. Push cars lets you push cars off the road if they're in your way. There's a sandbox option for that one too, for how hard you're pushing them. Don't do that. Don't make that too high. It's ridiculous. I think I set it to 20 the one time, and like you literally give the car a small shove, and it just fly across the screen. It was it was crazy. So yeah, you don't want that too high. I mean, unless you really want to be like Superman. Rain cleans blood as it sounds. So you're not out there like having to mop the pavement. Random zombies allows you to choose how many crawlers, sprinters, fast shamblers you want in your game, like by percentage. So if you want to make it super easy, make it like a lot of crawlers and no sprinters. You want it super hard, make it mostly fast shamblers and sprinters. It's really handy. It's not perfect. Like the game doesn't like if you put sprinters to 0, you won't get sprinters, but I don't think it works perfectly because sometimes I seem to get a little more like fast shamblers than I wanted, but I think there's always room for error and things, and it is an unstable build. But I highly recommend it if you want to really tailor make the game to what you like and what you want. Reorder containers, yeah, that just lets you move them around in your inventory, which is handy. Yeah, yeah, that just makes your character info screen easier to navigate. I really like it. That's just another like spawn point. There's a sanatorium that actually exists in I think near Louisville. Can't remember where it is exactly. There's that one show. They're like ghost hunters. Is it Ghost Hunters? One of those shows about ghost hunting has actually like gone into that actual sanatorium and like done their thing. So it's a real place. Sav's Cooking adds more cooking related items, recipes, um, like a VHS skill tape and everything. So that's again another customizable one. Scavenging skill is helpful. Simple lock picking is great because lock picking can be a pain. Oh, I forgot about simple silencers. I just added that, so I don't know how well it works. We'll see. Skill recovery journal. Oh, if you die a lot, like you set it at high for like zombies, you absolutely should get the skill recovery journal. What that does is you transcribe into it as you play. So every time you like level up, every time after you've killed a bunch of zombies again, you can set it so that it saves all that. So then after you die, your next character finds the journal, they read it, and they gain those skills. So you don't have to start completely over every time you die. And believe me, there is a lot to learn, a lot of leveling up to do. It can be a real grind. So the skill recovery journal is one of my favorite mods ever. Like I highly recommend it. Unless of course you want your game to be extremely difficult and do a lot of grinding. Skill books loot multipliers just makes it so they spawn more or less often to how you want, again, how you want your game to go. Spongy's clothing and hair is just more character customization stuff. Starlit library is necessary for a lot of mods. Stovetop heat lets you like cook stuff on top of the stove. You still have to turn the oven on, but if you have like a pot of water on top, it will cook. So I really like that one. That makes it more realistic. Because why are you putting soup in the oven? That's just weird. Oh, I might want that. I don't know if it matters, but I'm streaming, so I'm gonna turn that on and see what happens. Take dirt. Just yeah, you take more dirt each time you shovel up dirt. This something with mods and checking stuff, so don't worry about that. I turned off the end of the world when you die. I When I die, I like to hear the end of the world by Skeeter Davis, an old song. But again, copyright. They new spawns uh, zombies wearing black hazmat suits and carrying a cure. They also can be carrying pills that can either not cure you, but either delay zombification or prevent you from getting the virus for a short amount of time. That's another sandbox setting how much of that you want to show up. Basically saying they knew all along. Tidy up Meister, that automatically returns things to where you took them from. Some of that is working now in the vanilla game, but they haven't like perfected it yet. So this mod is still useful. At some point, it'll probably become obsolete, but right now, yeah. Again, time period accurate music, copyright. I added Tourette syndrome just because it's interesting, and I think they handled it well and with respect. It basically puts you at risk of being spotted by zombies because you'll randomly shout stuff, which is what happens with people with Tourette's. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that. It's a legitimate um, condition. And it's, some people have it. And realistically, if you had that in a zombie apocalypse, it would be dangerous. So if you want to make things a little harder for your character, it's not a bad choice. Trees have loot, as it sounds. You can search trees for like bugs and caterpillars and twigs and stuff. I've turned off the true music stuff because, again, I know there's probably a way to just remove the copyrighted music and only play the regular, but I didn't feel like going through all that trouble right now. So I'm just turning it off for now. True smoking, you can do things while you're smoking, and like you don't just like smoke all in one shot. You like walk around, stick it in your mouth. It takes time to actually finish the cigarette. Blah blah blah. Sorry, that's just another like thing you need for mods. Animated vehicles, so they actually like doors open and stuff. This one was just so they're not like poking their head out through the roof. Repair and salvage is just as it sounds, making things a little easier or better for vehicle stuff. Added some video game consoles and games. What can I craft is really nice. Like you can right click on an item in your inventory, click what can I craft, and it'll pop up the menu like right away and show you your options, which is helpful. Where am I tells you where you actually are on the map. Like when you open the map, it'll actually say where you are, like if you're in Brandenburg or you're in Riverside or whatever. Cannibalism. I don't recommend actually eating human meat. It will make you insane. Even if you lower the numbers in Sandbox, which, I mean, if you're using this mod, that would be silly to like lower it too much because honestly, a normal sane person, if they were like reduced to eating other people, would go slowly insane. Like the guilt, the fear, all of that would get to you. And it'll like have this like whispering in your ear, and it's really unnerving. I also make the zombie meat. You can also eat the zombie meat. You can butcher the zombies too, but zombie meat is poisonous. I mean, you can turn that off if you really want to, but I usually make it quite poisonous because why would you? Yeah, of course it's going to kill you. You can't be going around eating zombies. That's incredibly dangerous. The arcade machines one just makes it so you can actually, if you find like money in wallets and stuff, you can stand in front of an arcade machine and play it, and you can set how much happiness and it increases and boredom it reduces in that. The drag bodies just makes it faster to move corpses around. You can have your batteries last like forever. You can see how long is left on your generators. This is a new one I haven't really used yet, but it's supposed to make it so you can see what you have in your inventory no matter where you are. So you're not end up like with 20 axes because you couldn't remember if you had one. You normally can't plumb wall showers and urinals, so this allows you to do that. Post-apocalyptic weapons, that's to craft weapons. Sandbox options, that's so you can right-click and open up Sandbox during the game. The only thing is with that, if you make any changes in-game, um, it won't show up until you've closed and reopened the game. I generally look at it as I'm not doing it for my current character. If I'm having issues with my current character, I'll make changes that will affect my next character to try and kind of fix any issues I'm having. Best painkillers just makes your painkillers more effective. Bikini Tools has some cheats and stuff you can use. Error magnifier just like shows you in the bottom corner that there have been errors and it's a unstable build, so mostly ignore that. That damn library is necessary for certain mods. And then I turned off True 90s because, again, copyrighted music. So, if you're interested in mods, that hopefully will help you decide what you want and what you don't want. Like I said, I won't be doing Project Fallout today. I'm sorry if you want to see that. But if you do really want to see like what that one's all about, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to kill myself off with bombs again because it's all good. All right, so then I hit accept. I don't need to hit mod order because I've already done that. Da-da. And then that'll take a few seconds usually to kind of do its thing. There we go. I don't recommend doing these scenarios in debug. My daughter tried them and it crashed her game. So just so you know, if you decide to do the debug thing, probably don't want to mess with that. All right, so I'm not loading. I am going to do a solo game. And real quick, you can do Apocalypse. A lot of people seem to think that's like the setting, but honestly, it's just one of the play styles. There's Survivor, Apocalypse Builder, and Custom Sandbox. There is no right or wrong. You want a really hard game, Apocalypse is great. You want a longer lifespan or, you know, but better combat, Survivor's good. You're more interested in making it more like a Sims game, Builder's great. But again, Custom Sandbox lets you make it however you want. And then, of course, there's the challenges. I've tried some of them. I like the Project Fallout's pretty hard. But yeah, so um, I recommend uh, I recommend starting with Custom Sandbox. Build it, make it an easy game to kind of get the hang of it, and then as you play, you can always start trying challenges. Excuse me. So we're in Custom Sandbox, and I am going to do my custom spawn. Should be saved properly. But that's the one that takes me to that drug lab trailer stuff. That's a really good place to have a base. It's rural. You're not going to get as many zombies to start with, so you can kind of start building your base, stock up on your drugs. You know, if you use the narcotics one and you want your character to be like a mess, it's a really good place to start. But again, you can start anywhere you want. Another good place to start, just before I go any further, is Muldra. I have found personally that Muldra is a really easy place to start. Like, yes, you get zombies and stuff, but it's generally pretty. There's a lot of places, a lot of restaurants to get food. There's a library, or no, not a library. There's a bookstore, a liquor store, a video store, so you can sit and watch the skill tapes. It really has like everything, and it's not super overrun with zombies. So if you don't want to do a custom spawn and you're new to the game, I do recommend Muldra. So that being said, next. Okay, sandbox options. Time. I generally leave it as the 1 hour real time for the day because that's what I'm used to. I start at the first day. July 9th is when it starts, 1993. I changed the 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. because if you find a TV at the beginning, the first, is it 9 days? That first like week or so, you can watch like at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and sometimes midnight. If you turn on Life and Living TV, you can build skill points by watching for different things like cooking and carpentry and stuff. So I generally start at 2 a.m. That gives me 4 hours to find a TV if where I spawn doesn't have one, which where I'm spawning doesn't have one, come to think of it, but that's okay. I still like to do that just because it's a habit for me, but that's why I do it, so you know. All right, here is important. Zombie count. I like high. Zombie distribution, I like urban focused, but you can do uniform, so they're just everywhere. This doesn't mean they won't show up in rural areas. You're just not going to get very many in rural areas. If you're being loud enough and you're near enough to a town, you can still attract them. I do not respawn because to me, once they're dead, they're dead. They can migrate though. Zombies can wander. Random speed, no sprinters. Sprinters are a bitch, I'm telling you. I don't recommend having sprinters if you're new to the game. Unless you're really good at like first person shooters and stuff like that, third person and first person shooters, you have a really strong skill set for that, then maybe you'd be okay. But if you're more of a casual gamer like I am, yeah, I would recommend keeping your sprinters at none. Now, for strength, I like to make them a little weaker because even at weak, some of them will still be strong. I don't know why. It's probably one of the mods. Toughness, I put them at fragile, and again, because some are still going to be tough. I do blood and saliva for transmission. Takes 2 to 3 days to die of infection. Once you've turned it, you'll turn quickly and be like on your feet roaming and searching for food. Cognition, basic navigation. I'll put it so only crawlers can crawl under vehicles. I like to make their memory short, their sight poor, and their hearing poor. Like I said, I have a lot of like other things that I cheat on. So having high levels of zombies, this gives me a little bit better balance. Um, I can hide from zombies behind cars. I do allow them to attack random stuff and damage construction. I like them to be more active during the day. I let them trigger house alarms and drag me down, but not the crawlers. I don't like the zombie lunge. I don't like them pretending to be dead. I generally put their armor at 0 because some are still going to, for some reason, end up tough. So I put that at 0 just to kind of balance it a bit. I generally put the chance of attached weapons at 10. I like to make it so if they fall off a roof, it's likely to do a lot of damage. And I like to spawn inside of buildings. So yeah, my population multiplier is high. It starts out normal. The peak day is the 28th day. They don't respawn. I like to make it so have they redistribute before they migrate to empty areas is 24 hours. I like to lower their following sound distance to half. Instead of 20 zombies in a rally group, I like 10 with a variance of 2. I like it so they can only travel 10. They're separated by 25. They have a radius of 2 and zombie count before deletion. I cut in half just because my computer is not brand new. It's good, but it's not great. So that helps prevent some lag. Loot. I like to have loot respawn, but not quickly because I know that's not very realistic. So I usually do 1,000 hours and then loot will respawn. Um, I have to have been away from it for at least 10 hours. It won't respawn if there's 5 or more items still in that whatever the container is. Um, if something's barricaded, items will not respawn. Um, the chance of something already being looted by like NPCs or invisible characters is low. And low. Diminished loot percentage. I usually just leave that alone. And then I make it so if there's more, they have to have more than 3 rooms to even be possibly looted. I keep it with the VHS tapes. All right. Yeah, that looks like a bot. Okay, perishable food. I keep that at rare because that's any food, obviously, that can rot or spoil. Non perishable food, I do normal. A normal chance to find melee weapons. Rare for ranged ammo, normal. So I can find ammo a little more easily. Medical, normal. Let's see, like camping gear, tents, and fishing rods, I keep at rare because otherwise you can end up with a ton of fishing rods, which is insane. Vehicle parts, I put at normal. Literature, I put at common. Don't need a ton of clothing, so I usually just put that to normal. Bags, rare. Keys, rare. Media, I like to find a lot of media, so I generally go with common. Mementos, cooking, that's like knives and stuff, so I put that at normal. Materials for like crafting or building, I put at normal. Farming, normal. Tools, I put at common. So I'll find a lot of tools. Other like foraging items and such, I put at normal. Generators, normal. And I leave everything else alone. Generally, if you're not sure what stuff does, just leave it. um, I'm not sure which one it goes by. So what I usually do is I kind of like to have a lot of time to get my base built up before things go really bad. So I usually had say water and electric stay on for about a year. But then because I don't know if it'll prioritize this one, I change that to 6 to 12 months. So it's possible it could turn off sooner, but at least I'll have at least 6 months. Alarms last 0 to 30 days. House alarms sometimes. Locked houses, I like to stick to sometimes. Fires spread. Let's see. You can use generators outside. I put this at the highest because somebody, I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but they had the generator up against their house and it exploded and burned down their house. So this way you can have it like up to like 100 tiles away and still work. And then up to 15 levels will go. I don't do infinite gas pumps, but I do say at least normal to start with and full, and then no chance of being empty. So you can get gas at the beginning. Light bulbs are a pain, so I usually go ahead and give them the maximum lifespan. For food spoilage, I go with very slow. I make refrigerators magical so they don't decay. Rotten food will be removed. It's the in-game days after 7 days. If something's been dropped on the ground, well, sometimes you drop stuff you want to pick up later. So I usually set this so it takes forever to be removed. Oops. And then I like to have my basement spawns off very often. And maximum fire fuel hours can last up to 168 hours. Not that you're likely to want it to, but if you're playing like very cold and have a fireplace, that's going to help keep you from freezing to death too. So I generally set it at that. All right, so I'm blind in my right eye at the moment. I'm hopefully going to have surgery soon. So while that is in effect, I like my nights to be bright. It just helps me see better. I generally go with a very hot temperature and very rainy, just because I like it. I leave that at normal. Normal erosion speed, I leave that. But for farming speed, for the speed of plant growth, I up that to 1.5. I like to make my compost a little quicker. I like my fish to be abundant. Items found in foraging mode, abundant. I like to make my plants a little more resilient. Abundance of harvest crops, I like to make it a little better. I like to be able to grow things inside if necessary, but I do keep the growing seasons. Uh, I leave that alone. Snow, tainted water, so you can have lots of vermin. I up this a bit because clay can be used for various building things. Helicopters sometimes for meta event, sometimes for sleeping event. I like to make my generators last longer. I like randomized buildings. I like randomized road stories. That's just like various things. Sometimes you'll find an annotated map. How long in hours before the zombie bodies disappear? I like that to be really long because sometimes they're carrying things. So if I don't want to like go back and they're gone. Normal impact. I don't usually check that one because corpse sickness is really, really like strong in this game. Normally I go with high blood level, but I think I'll leave it at normal. Maggots will spawn, show unknown media as questions, a normal day-night cycle. Let's see. Takes 100 zombies to damage fences. Leave that alone. I do not need a light to read the map because that's annoying. All right, normal stats and endurance, nutrition system. I take 100 free trait points. I like to make my construction strength high, injury normal. You can fracture bones. I like to lower the muscle strain factor and the discomfort factor. I make that very low, so you can get damage from wounds. I don't care about black clothes. I like to make my rear vulnerability medium. Weapon multi-hit. No jamming. All clothing unlocked. You can get poisoned. I like to make it them very fast readers because the normal level is ridiculously unrealistic. I know there are slow readers out there. No offense to slow readers. But for me, it does not take forever to read a normal, like 200-page book. This is so, yeah, dismantling stuff and media. You'll continue to gain XP up until you max out. I like to make my global multiplier high because some things take so long and it can get to be a real grind. So I actually upped my XP multiplier to 100, and some things still seem to take forever, but it does make, especially your initials, so you can at least get up to like level 5 in your skills a lot faster. Because there's a lot of things you can't even do until you've leveled up to a certain point. And like I said, that's why I make my zombies high. Well, because yeah, I'm using so many other cheats. I like to have a lot of survivor vehicles available, but make them a little less attractive to zombies. A high spawn rate, high chance of gas, initial gas high. I like to make the gas consumption um, so your gas lasts longer. Sometimes, or no, let's leave it rare for locked. Let's give them a normally high because you're going to damage your vehicles if you run into stuff. So I like to have them starting out as high. There can be car wreck congestion, vehicle alarms. I go to rare, normal damage, low damage from impact, and vehicle sirens attract zombies. Livestock stats reduction slow, pregnancy very fast, egg hatch very fast, aging very slow, milk very fast, wool very fast. Always spawn animals. Grass grows back quickly. I do not do the meta predator, but they do attract zombies. Oh, let me double check and make sure this is right. I think it sometimes resets to something else. I sat on the map site and wrote down a ton of coordinates the one day just because now I can just look and can't remember where that is. Uh, it is, where is it? Um, why can't I find it? Um, where are you? Sorry about that. I'm like, no, it's not in Louisville, obviously. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, that's not it. Ah, here we go. I found it. So, yeah, it does reset to something else. So I go to 11527 for X. The Y coordinate is 9261. And that will spawn me by that drug lab. It does well. You can enable level changes, but that's risky. It's best to start out at 0 because that puts you on the ground level. And if there's stairs or whatever, you can always go up. But if you accidentally spawn somewhere that doesn't have a second level and you have it set at 1, your character will fall to ground level. And you can take damage from falls. Although from 1 level, it's usually not going to do much damage. But it's still best to start at level 0 in general. I leave that alone. Let's see. So this just allows you to, if you have prepared medical trait, you'll start with 4 bandages. Alcoholics, so start with a drink. Smokers start with cigarettes. I usually increase my luck impact, but that also increases your bad luck impact. So if you're unlucky, you'll be really unlucky. I make my alcoholics a little less alcoholic because that can really become difficult. So I tend to, they have to have a drink every 36 hours. Um, After 72 hours, they'll start going through withdrawal. I lower this to 5. That's what your XP is reduced by if you take a specialization trait. I usually don't take specialization traits though. How effective if you have the bouncer trait is, I make them 100. They only have to cool down for 10. Gym goer XP boost, I do 1,000. They can become fatigued. Indefatigable uh, can be used more than once. Um, let's see. If false, it will recharge based on the option below, but will only cure zombification once. So once you've been zombified and it's used it, then you do not want to get bitten again. And then it's only usable every 7 days. Gordonite effectiveness. The Gordonite trait makes you really good at combat with crowbars. Setting it to 200, make it twice as powerful. I like making it very powerful because, like I said, I spawn a lot of zombies. Martial artist is extremely effective. The chance of evading by dodging, I usually do 85. Dodge PvP, Butterfingers, I leave. All right, for the loot chance, I usually go with 10. For guaranteed extra loot, I up it to one more. For Scrounger, I just go up to 30. Item chance up to 20. This just gives you more loot. Because, Vagabond chance, the chance of finding extra food in a garbage bin. I also up that. Guaranteed extra loot. For weight pack mule, you can go up to 100. I usually do 10. I never use pack mouse because I like to carry thousands of stuff. Default weight 100. Global bonus 100. Quick worker scaling, so you're really fast at doing stuff. Ingenuitive, unknown recipes should be learned. At max is 95, so we'll go 95. Allow weapon shoves. I don't usually do any of that. Second window recharge in 2. Hardy endurance is 50. And I generally don't do like super immune and stuff because I mean, at that point, what's the point? If you're immune, what difference does it make how many zombies there are? Although they can still tear out your throat, I guess, and you can bleed to death, but I don't know. More traits dynamic. I don't usually mess with this stuff. I usually make the painkillers super effective, although if you're using the narcotics mod, you're better off with the oxycodone than the regular game painkillers. For tools, I go up to 10 for tool stores. I do 5 for warehouses, 3 for fire stations, and 1 for police stations. So like I said, sledgehammers are super handy. You need a sledgehammer. Achievements, I don't mess with any of that. Common sense, you can pry safe doors. Um, minimum level of strength you have to be able to pry open like prison doors. They have it at 8. I lower it to 5. The chance of a window shatter, I lower a little bit. Um, I don't make it so you can always succeed in prying, but I make it where it's pretty easy. And then we double that for loot. I don't hide. Let's see. So I don't do a lot of cheating with this, but I do like to be able to spawn vehicles. Um, the bloodlust trait you can earn if you didn't put it in the initial traits. I generally just leave this because it's fine. All right, here, this is very important. And remember, your numbers have to add up to 100%. So I changed sprinters to 0. I usually do about 35 for crawlers. Let's see, so 35, then like 45 for shamblers. That's, I can't think today, 80, and then 20 for fast shamblers. And then for fragile, I do 85. Normal is 15, none for tough, but some will still be tough, like I said. None of them are smart. And then I just up this a little bit because, like I said, it helps with like less lagginess and stuff. I like to start with either the 8 ball or the rubber duck. No, or the kitty. Oh, so many choices. I'm going to start with the 8 ball today. Okay, comfy sleeping. How much comfort does the pillow add? I usually go around 80. I mean, if you're laying on a pillow, you're going to be way more comfortable. I like to make cotton clothing just a little bit more comfortable. Denim and leather are less comfortable, obviously. Carrying a back weapon, belt weapon. Blood comfort. If you're bloody, I raise this because if you don't want to shower right before bed, I usually raise this to 75 and 75. So you're not going to be as uncomfortable. It gives you more time. You can be a little bit dirty and bloody and still sleep well. I leave everything else alone. For clothing, I like to make the long johns a little more comfortable. And where's the other one? Long john bottom. Footwear, I like to make the underwear slightly more comfortable. Tail should be slightly uncomfortable, I feel. Um, I think everything else is pretty realistic overall. Jewelry, if you have a belly button ring, I usually put that at -5. -2 if you're wearing like a watch or bracelet. If you're wearing something on your neck, that would be uncomfortable. A longer necklace would be more uncomfortable in my opinion. A nose ring sounds horribly uncomfortable to me. Those of you with nose rings are probably like, what? No, it's not, but whatever. Earrings, I've slept in earrings. That's not a problem. If you're hungry, I usually up this a little bit. It's hard to sleep when you're hungry. It's even harder to sleep when you're thirsty. If you're sick, have a cold. If you're all wet, that's extremely uncomfortable. Stress, heavy load. So this basically makes it so you have to like drop all your items and take care of your character. Hyperthermia is being too hot. I cannot sleep if I'm too hot. Hypothermia is dangerous to fall asleep, so I'll just leave that. But if you're well fed, I actually make that really helpful because, yeah. All right. Boredom decrease, I put at 99. Unhappiness, 75. Stress, 75. Because if you're playing a game, it should make you less stressed and more happy, right? Let's see. 0 means they never die. So I usually go with 0.1. So batteries last a really long time. All right. Let's see. So multiplier for, okay, so the different fogs cause different damage. Red fog causes health damage, green, sickness, blue, fatigue, and yellow is endurance. So you can have it do up to 500 damage or as low as 50. So I think for health damage, I think I'm going to lower them to 75, make them just a little bit less damaging, but still important to find gas masks and gas mask. If no, no, we'll go with random. Let's see. So this just helps you see better, like what's harvestable, blah, blah, blah. The last push trait, 15% chance of damaging them. Always deal damage is 1. I generally do like minimum damage, I go to 1. Maximum is 2. You can earn it. I like to lower the strength requirement. Cooldown. How many in-game minutes must pass before you can use it again? Usually go with 1,000. I don't usually do any limits on it. I like to make it so you can use it even if there's only 3, and I lower the sound radius. All right, so controls how strong music-related activities are for the musician. Higher values increase their effectiveness on mood and XP gains. So for listening or for playing very high and hearing very high. And I like to make it easy to learn new songs. I like to make dancing a high and meditation high. I like to make it so you can take longer for hygiene need and bladder need, just because that can become a real pain. I say hygiene 2 to 4 weeks, clean room expectation 1 to 3 months. I like to make the waste generation a little lower just because it can get really messy fast. Mild sickness. You can get sick, but very slowly. Uh, Beauty need to care. I usually leave all that alone. Let's see. Dynamic lifestyle. No, let's not do that. All right. My vehicle location. I usually lower that to 15 tiles. This allows you to pick up like all sorts of things you normally can't pick up. Pushing cars by hand. I usually do about a force of 5. Like I said, 20 is insane. But then I also up it so that it uses more endurance. I can right click and open sandbox options. I can fail at lockpick, but the chance is only 5. You lose your paperclip if you fail. And I make it like about halfway to the fastest speed. Don't have to be a burglar. All right, this is how many skill books and magazines will spawn in these areas. So the chance of finding them on bookshelves and homes, I raised to 10. I do the highest for schools, bookstores, library, and university library, because that's where you're most likely to find books to begin with. In postal buildings and post boxes, I lower it because you get a lot of junk in the mailbox if you're not careful. All right, so zombies can have ammo, medical items, alcohol, snacks, and fishing stuff. Allow defrosting. So yeah, you have to be careful because you can like set yourself on fire if you're not careful around stoves. I generally, let's see, I don't know why raccoon is a bad word, but it is. So okay, nobody tell Spiffo. All right, so peeing enabled, defecation enabled. These are coming soon, but I've gone ahead and enabled them. I like to make the bowels and bladder at their most like capacity. I like to slow down how quickly they fill. I leave that at 1. Um, let's see. You can accidentally poop. You can poop the bed. You'll get a poop pile and footprints. Yeah, lovely, isn't it? This too, a little bigger bladder. Takes longer to fill. Um, Intentionally self pee. Yeah. Yes. Okay. SAF cooking. Non perishables are normal, perishables are rare, spices are normal, canned food is common, magazines are common, MREs are insanely rare, utensils are normal, alcohol is common, and that's normal. You need 3 zombies to block a door. You will gain XP while driving, and put that at 100 like everything else. Oh, I guess most you can do is 40 for driving. I like to have a little bit of brakes right away. I kind of up that and speed bonus and level 0 damage reduction. Um, see, 1 is 5, so we'll do 2. And then if you're at level 10, damage reduction, I'm going to up it to 75. Excavation, game night, but we don't need a ton of games, so I generally lower that loot setting. Consumable magazines. This just allows all these magazines. I don't like producing a ton of meat when I butcher. Zombie meat is, I like to make it 100 for poisonous. Human meat only 1. Insanity presets medium. I don't like to get the bones. That gets like, but I like to have a couple skulls to decorate my place. I usually just leave this stuff alone. Yeah. I leave the weight multiplier alone. I like to spawn a lot of books, so common for, let's see, every 10 minutes, regular janitor. I like to make my solar panels more efficient. They don't have to be realistic. Multiply for the average degrade. Decreasing this will increase battery life. So I generally drop that to 10. And then I up the capacity to 1,000 for that one. I like to up so it spawns more. Uncommon, add map items. I like to make it so I can find solar panels. Whoops. Batteries. And I lower the connect panel time because it can take a really. And then this just allows you to craft solar panels and stuff. I like to up the narcotics multiplier just because I like. Let's not up it too much. Whoa, no. In cars and zombies. The max is 20. You know what? Overall 4, cars 3, zombies 3. I leave this stuff alone. Comps items. I generally like to spawn more food. Let's see, a higher chance of candy. higher chance of snacks, canned goods, less chance of refrigerated goods, even less of frozen. I don't know what miscellaneous is really. Beverages, energy drinks, and alcohol are a little higher. Put that at 100. And here is the skill recovery journal. I like to make it as useful as possible. It doesn't always come out 100%, I've noticed, but it's generally pretty good. So you get 100% if you read it. You transcribe like super fast, read super fast, because you don't want to get caught reading or transcribing. You can transcribe XP from TVs and VHS. I like to make it so you can gain physical skills. -1 just means it's going by the main number. I don't use up XP. I recover recipes, and I get credit for the previous characters' zombie and survivor kills. They knew I like to have the spawn frequency be kind of high. The Zomboxalone is a little bit lower. Those pills, I don't use them very often, so but they will always be carrying the ampule that you just simply break, inhale it, and it cures you. If you do that too close together, though, it can actually kill you the second time, so be careful. Um, let's see, default. All right, so we're gonna go with half the smoke time. Smoke relighting, coughing, yes. Coughing chance for smokers is a little lower. I'm going to make it a little higher for non-smokers as I decide. Dropping chance for smokers, what's not 33.3. And okay, that'll work. Let's see, nicotine. I usually just leave this stuff alone. Nox events. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm leaving that alone. Total number of NPCs to spawn. I'm going to spawn 2,000. Again, because I'm using so many other cheats. I like to make it a little more difficult as far as like the combat stuff to kind of balance it a little bit. They become hungry half as quickly as we do. Yeah. I hate it when this thing gets a little wonky, but that's all right. Range for gathering items and corpses. I think we should better make that lower so we're not picking up too much stuff. Probably use a little bit of endurance. Does that make sense? All right. I'm going to save this as, let's go with newest. Whoops, not two T's in newest. Okay. All right. So now we're getting to the more fun stuff. Because I want to like work on building up like my base, maybe. I mean, I'm going to start, of course, with the trailers, but I can add on, I can build extra buildings, all that kind of stuff. So I generally like to start as a construction worker. Now, since it starts me with some skills, I have 98 points left to spend. So I have to decide what I want most. Since I've already used Sandbox to make my bladder and bowels bigger, I don't generally do these traits. It's just a waste of points, I believe. Being married gives you a spouse, and they'll help you by like killing zombies and stuff and building and stuff. So I generally will take a spouse. I like to start out prepared with weapons. Let's see what's our. Oh no. I like to be dexterous because you transfer things more quickly. A fast reader, just because, like I said, I can't stand it when they're standing there taking forever to read. Um, I like inventive and lead foot because you can stomp zombies better. Um, hmm. Vulture is good for finding more stuff when scavenging. Um, Quick rest is handy. So, like, if you're out of breath and exhausted, you can sit on the ground even and like regain your endurance quicker. Scrapper is a good one for taking things apart. Vagabond also helps you find more stuff. Starting out with some vehicle knowledge is helpful. What are we at? We have 74 points. Organized gives you more container capacity. Resilient, less prone to getting sick. Thick-blooded, you bleed slower. Well-fitted, you can carry more. Martial artist, you can like hit zombies and kill them with your bare hands better. Scrounger, again, is great for finding stuff. Tinkering is really good. Fast healer and fast learner are extremely helpful. Hardy gives you more endurance. Stout increases your carrying weight. Unwavering is great for recovering faster from zombie attacks. Battering ram helps you bust through zombies. Grave robber, you're more likely to find loot on zombies. Pack mule, again, you carry more. Okay, we're at -8, so I don't want too many more. Let's see. Thick skinned is good for making you less vulnerable to biting and scratching. Ingenuitive makes you already know a lot of recipes. Quick worker is handy. Indefatigable, I mentioned when we were doing a sandbox, last push, and second wind. And that's all I'm going to do because that gives me -64, which means now I have to choose my negative traits. Fast metabolism, they're going to get hungry more. Smokers, so they need to smoke every so often. Sloppy, they're messy. Hearty appetite, again, you have to make sure you find more food. These make it hard for them to pee or poop when people or zombies are around. That actually isn't really that negative of a trait because it doesn't have any major negative effects like constipation, which it should. I kind of hope somebody does a mod where if you have that trait, you can end up like slowly getting sicker and more like pain from not pooping because that would make sense. But for now, it actually helps you to not have to pee and poop as often. They're a pothead. Let's see, -41 left. Shy bowels. Cokehead. They like their MDMA. But like I said, that's another reason that I pick these traits is because they do spawn at the drug lab. So they're not really that negative as long as you keep plenty of drugs on you. A little cheaty, I know, whatever. Shy bladder, -18 left. Um, Make them an alcoholic and give them Tourette's. Oh, now I can add 6 more positive. Let's see. So what's under 6? Or let's see anything good under 6. Hiker, foraging and trapping, keen hearing. You know, restful sleeper is really good. But then that kind of negates the whole point of having the comfortable sleeping mod, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't think I want that one because, yeah, then why bother with that mod if you're going to make them. How about, let's see. What are my fitness and strength right now? Okay, let's make them a gym goer and then a 1. Let's see. 1. All right. No. I guess we can make them a speed demon so they can drive really fast, which is dangerous. You have to be careful because running into things at high speed can kill you, injure and kill you. All right, so now I have 0 points to spend. Next. Now we get to build our character. And because I am a woman, I want to be female. Although sometimes I play male. I like to make them very pale like me. I don't care about the name so much. How about What's a good name? Carla. Whoops. How about Carlotta? We'll keep it Madison. That's fine. Female, pale like me. Then you can like change the voice. That one's not bad. Also, we could do Ada from. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna. hmm, Not too high. All right, I like that. Then you can go like I really like how as you go over them, it shows you what they look like. Um, I kind of like that hairstyle, but not that color. I like red. Give her some red hair. All right, now I'm gonna take her out of this outfit. And let's see. So since the climate's really hot, we don't want to overdress her because she will overheat and become sick. So we're going to give her minimal clothing, but she does need a backpack. Alice Pack Tier 3 is the best because you can attach a lot of stuff to it, like tools and stuff. Let's see. I also, this is why I unlock all clothing because otherwise it can be really hard. I like to have a fanny pack in back and in front. I mean, she can literally carry like everything, like all the furniture in the house she can carry. It's crazy. Let's see. No, don't really need a hat. All right, mask. We put her in a gas mask, partially because of the fog, but also because you can get really sick being around corpses. And since we have a high zombie level, she is going to be very often standing in piles of corpses. So yeah, she needs a gas mask. Let's see. And you don't want to walk around barefoot. You can cut your feet on glass and stuff. So I personally, who's calling me? I don't know that number. I don't know the number. I'm not answering the number. I don't know. Um, I like the leather armor boots personally. Plus, boots generally give you a little more protection than shoes. 961. Oh, it's important. They'll leave a message. See, it's 11. Okay, I got to keep an eye on the time. I have an appointment at 12:30. Let's see. What am I forgetting? Forgetting something. Oh, underwear, because she's boring in her white bra and panties, isn't she? That's just boring, boring, boring. So let's see. Oh, should we do leopard? Where is it? Or not boxers, briefs? How about let's do leopard print? Why not? And underwear top. There, oh, there it is. Put her in a nice leopard print bra and panties. And then give her a digital watch. What am I forgetting? She doesn't really need a hat. I mean, hats can protect you from zombie bites, so maybe she should have a hat. Hat, or helmet. As long as you can wear your gas mask with it anyway. Oops, I went too far. Uh, it's nice that they put it in. Helmet. Nope, that removes the gas mask. Darn it. Nope, these all remove the. Nope, nope, nope. Wait. Wow, that's interesting. All right, we're not doing a helmet. We're doing. Let's see. Baseball cap. Baseball cap. Mm, gray is kind of nice. Blue festive Santa hat. Oh no, we can't do that. We need the gas mask, and I don't think that'll count. Do it. Cheese hat. I am a Packer fan. pirate hat. Um, you don't want in hot weather. You know what? Let's give her a military helmet. Now we gotta go back to mask because it came off when we did that. Eyes. There we go. Sexy. I don't know. All right, now we'll do her spouse. We're gonna give her a female spouse, Roxy Deloach. Yeah, okay, but 50. Let's make her 32. I guess that works. What is she wearing? Okay. Not as concerned about what she's wearing, obviously, but her outfit is kind of dull. I'm thinking we could put some eye makeup on her, maybe. Oh, eyeshadow. Here we go. Um, she doesn't need bags. I don't. Well, maybe I should give her a fanny pack just in case we need to give her something. We could put like food and stuff in there for her. Um, yes. I don't know if she really needs. Give her a bandana. And let's see, put some black leather trousers on her. What is she wearing? Sneakers. Let's give her Western boots. And okay, I don't like any of these shirts. Oh, short sleeve shirt is what we need. What is she wearing? Oh, I see. It's a quilted shirt. We gotta get that off of her. It's make her wear stuff that's normal in hot weather because I don't think it really affects the NPCs, but it still looks stupid if she's walking around in really warm clothing. That should do, I think. Wait, what is she wearing? That doesn't look right. Um, there we go. Yeah, that'll do. I think she's an NPC. She's expendable in the end, so I'm not going to worry too much about her. Um, all right, so we'll let this. This will take a minute to load. Oh, excuse me. All right, so mhm. Sometimes it'll load quickly, other times it'll be a little slow. Um, uh, this would be a great time to grab yourself a cup of coffee or something, I guess. I have my cup of coffee, so I'm good. Oh, okay. Oh, that's because of the mod that adds like the NPCs and stuff. So that'll take a second to load all that in. Um, and then I'll show you a little bit of what I do like with the debug and why I use it because there's a couple things that are important to have that are hard to find, like with the fog and the oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning like this. I slept pretty well. Um, corpse sickness and everything. So since gas mask filters can be hard to find, I generally will spawn myself some at the beginning just to be safe. And there's a couple other little things that I tweak because I do keep the zombie level high. Um, even if your reloading skill is all the way up, you can get killed a lot just because you're reloading. So, um, and again, this is a personal preference thing. I like the challenge, knowing that I can't just like kick back and relax. There's always danger, but I like to have a fighting chance of not dying every 5 minutes. So debug and mods and stuff really help for that kind of thing to help you kind of find the balance you want. Um, so yeah, I know I sound really hoarse. The air quality has been really bad here. Not as bad as up farther north. I'm in the southern part of Minnesota, but it's still been like unhealthy and uh, from all the wildfires up in Canada. So I've been very hoarse and really surprised with all the talking I'm doing today that I'm not coughing. So now that this has been done this though, it shouldn't do it next time we open this save. Like obviously I can only probably stream till noon my time, Central Time, since I have an appointment at 12:30. Um, so we got about 40 more minutes though, so we can get quite a bit done if I don't get killed. But hopefully now, once all this is done this first time, it shouldn't need to like do this on every load, I don't think. If I remember correctly, it just does it the first time you load it. Mm, good coffee, even though it went cold. Da, da, da. Uh, yeah, the only bummer with streaming it, of course, is not being able to play the real music. I really like fighting zombies to like "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, Shaun of the Dead style, right? But oh well. I almost wonder how much it would cost to get the rights to like just use that song. I'd be happy just to be able to have that one, really, because it's just so much fun running over zombies to like 90s rock, or not 90s, yeah, 90s. I'm sorry, 90s and 80s rock is just a blast. Here we go. Click to start. All right. Uh, hello. Why are you yelling? Uh-oh. All right. Roxy, you need to do something about that because I'm not armed yet. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. No, I have to arm myself. I go inside. Oh, no. Why is that locked? Oh, that's not good right now. I don't have anything on me yet. All right. Oh, God. Baseball bat. Equip in both hands. All right. I really should give her a weapon. Okay, that seems louder than it should. I might have to do some adjusting. Okay, that's a little loud. Is that just loud for me? Um, oh, good. She's shouting random stuff. All right, let her deal with that. I don't think I have a crowbar yet or anything, do I? Okay, that gets closed. Okay, here's the skills panel and stuff, by the way, over here in the corner. This shows my health, and like this shows my different skills. Yeah, so let's see. I don't want to break any windows to get in, so. All right. Well, wait. Search the corpse for stuff. Duh. Okay. Why is this corpse not carrying anything? How rude. Okay. So, rip clothing. We can up our tailoring skill at least. Ah, that's so. Need to. Once we've gotten all these taken care of, I'm gonna open up options real quick. Because I feel like my sounds are too high. But, let's see what's in this wallet. Ooh, some money. I just realized what I wanted. Oh, no, that's right. I got rid of True Music. Where? How am I not close enough? Or is she in my way? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, ooh, there's a key. We can put in our keychain, some canned corn. Ooh, an empty bottle. That'll be good to put water in. We can read this. Oh, no, too dark. Ooh, good, good, good. We'll put that in here. Let's see, make sure. Yep. So I can carry 13,000 kilos in each of my things. Oh, I forgot about debug, but let's see. We'll grab some ammo anyway, even though I have a cheat for that. Grab this magazine for later because reading can reduce boredom. Can rip up this tank top. Let's see. Rip up this wallet. Cut up the wallet. All right, now things have calmed down. We're going to go into options, into audio. Ah, okay, our sound volume. All right, let's see. Let's level something up. Could butcher this, chop up this corpse. Well, that didn't do anything. Why is it so loud? Um, Maybe it's just my settings. La la la. Let's see. Okay, we're going to attach the hunting knife to belt left. Why am I carrying two claw hammers? Okay, put that in there. Attach the claw hammer to belt right. Attach the crowbar to the belt. Oh, wait, no. Attach Mason's trowel can only go on the belt. So claw hammer can be attached to the Alice pack, screwdriver, Alice pack. This just makes it easier. Like if you didn't have like pretty much unlimited carry capacity, you would want to be doing this to help. I have a hard hat, leather strips, ID card. Okay, a couple human skulls for decoration. I don't want these dirty rags, so I'm gonna go put them in one of the corpses. Okay. Put these rags in my big bag, canned corn. I don't want zombie meat. Right. Oh wait, I forgot. I have a thing where you get a. All right, so I don't need 2 digital watches. Oh, it's too dark. I can't. So I'll leave that for a minute. Okay, we don't want these corpses lying around. They will make us sick. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop them all up. Before I go find that zombie that's making noise. Oh, they dropped a golf cap. I can't rip that, so we'll just grab it for now. And rip some more clothing. Get our tailoring skill up. Don't need any more corpses. Leather straps I'm going to need. Lip strips, I mean. Put this in the corpse and this in the corpse. We can put this in the corpse and then chop up the corpse. All right. Let's see. How is she feeling? A little uncomfortable. Yeah, well, get over it. All right. What's this? Oh, tinfoil hat. Well, let's just grab that for now. Okay. I have a crowbar, so I can pry open this door. There we go. Excellent. What do we have here? All right. I can read the. What? How's it too dark to read in here? We still have electricity. Uh, the light is on. What the heck? Ugh, hate it when things get weird. Okay. How is it too? Okay, you know what? I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab this money bundle and these magazines first. Then I'm going to grab this. Am I just in that corner? Is too dark? Keep shouting. Stop shouting. That corner is just too dark. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this in here for now. Put this back in here. We're going to put the zombie meat in the fridge for now so it doesn't spoil in our inventory. We're going to fill this with water. Oh, we're going to wash ourselves first. And then we're going to fill the empty bottles so we have water on us. And they will automatically drink unless you disable auto drink. Ah, good, a shotgun. I'm going to equip the shotgun. Take some more ammo. I'm going to grab these guns. Read this magazine. Ooh, cigarettes. Good, good, good. More money to use if I find a cordless phone I can dismantle for electrical skill. And I'll get scrap electronics out of that. All right, I'm going to grab one for my inventory and then put the rest in here. Grab this. Grab all these medications and drugs. Okay, you want to keep one pain pill in your inventory. Put all this in my bag. I can dismantle the radio. Take more ammo, even though I generally use unlimited ammo. But at some point, I'm going to have to use ammo because I'm going to want to up my reloading skill. And I can't do that if I'm using unlimited ammo. So I'm going to read this. going to grab, do I need to smoke yet? Probably. I should probably have a cigarette. Put some fruit jam, antidepressants. We got some caffeine pills and painkillers. We got more drugs. I generally just stick them all in my backpack. And I'm gonna grab, yeah, one. Well, grab one more. Grab these. Okay, I don't need a worn light bulb. That's not very useful. Ooh, welding torches. Rope comes in handy. Scrap metal. These magazines are just literature. All these medications and drugs. Ooh, funnel. Yes, we might need a funnel for something. Definitely need a rubber hose to like siphon gas. More welding torches. That's a skill book apparently. This is a skill book, so you just want to like read all the skill books. Ooh, adhesive tape. I'll read that too. Propane lantern bottle could come in handy. Matchboxes. Whoops. I like to put regular medications in here generally, but I'm not being too picky about that right now. I don't think a dull ice pick is very handy. Baking soda. Ooh, an empty bowl. That's handy. Anything in the freezer. And then, oh, skill book. A cigarette pack. Just read that for the heck of it. Let's rip these up. Okay, let's see. Peckish. Extremely addicted to cigarettes. Yes, we know. Fill empty glass bottles with water. And okay, before we go back out there, I'm going to turn it on so you can deal with NPCs. Under cheats, we do unlimited carry and unlimited ammo. I don't want the build cheat mode. I like to have to get the stuff I need. Health panel mechanics and animal cheats do come in handy though. All right, now that I have unlimited ammo, I'm going to find the zombie who's pounding on my fence. Where is he or she? Must have been over the other side because I don't hear it anymore. There you are, you annoying piece of... Good. All right, now climb the... And, ooh, double barrel shotgun, a key, some canned chili and canned sardines. Ooh, a skill magazine. What's he got in the wallet? Grab a magazine. Ooh, clean boots. Okay. And then take the money. Cut up the wallet. And... Oh, shoot. Where are you people coming from? Trying to loot over here. Mind? Ooh, screws. Oh, a notebook. I need that to make the skill journal. Paring knife will come in handy at some point. Rip up their bra because they're dead. They don't care. And like a... Ooh, crackers. Rip up some more clothing. What? Does she have to go to the bathroom? Oh, no. She's just shouting stuff. Okay. Minor bleed. Wait, why am I bleeding? Ah, no. Laceration. Okay. Bandage. I have a rag. Okay. Oh, why do I still have... Oh, I know. There was something else I wanted to... All right, so also in debug mode, there's an items list. And one of the most important things... Whoops, why is my caps lock key on? Filters. There they are. Gas mask filters. I generally just grab like 10. So I have them. Okay. They do wear out pretty quick if you're surrounded by corpses. Okay, leather strips, aluminum fragments, screws, wear my gas mask, put the wire in my backpack, put the dirty rags back in the corpse, put the rags in my backpack. Can I make this yet? Nope. Oh, that's right. I need glue. Put the battery, the light bulb. I don't need these. These can go back in the corpse. Scrap electronics. Pack my pipe. Dismantle that. Okay, put the filters in my backpack. Put the hat. Electronics. I just don't like to have to like wade through a ton of stuff when I'm looking for stuff. Okay, so good enough. Let's. Whoops. What? Am I not clicking in the right spot here? Oh, there we go. I think I was clicking on the fence, probably. Plus, this levels up my butchering skill, which will come in handy once we start trapping animals for food later. Can't. All right, how do I... Okay, I think I'm going to need to try to... Can I move this corpse? No, I can't. Why am I yelling? Yeah, I was going to... Okay, grab corpse. Oops, I missed. Ah! Oh. Well, I just leveled up my axe fighting skill because I forgot I wasn't... Anything in the fanny pack? No. Check the corpse. All right, now, let's see. Now I can... Oh, I don't need the baseball bat right now. I'm going to or no, not yet, because I'm going to chop up this corpse. I'm going to put the skulls in the corpse. I'm going to put the zombie meat in the corpse. And then I am going to chop up the corpse. Which means I'm going to have to get rid of this zombie meat at some point, but that's okay. Oh, and this is how you loot trees. Search in tree. Oh, didn't find anything. Search in tree. And oh, why am I missing? What is going on here? Oh, there we go. All right. Ooh, something edible. So you can examine it further and then go in and look to see what you got. I'm going to put this in the corpse. I got hot jaguars, so basically hot Cheetos. They're so funny. Putting it to your corpse. Okay. Chips plain. Ooh, an adhesive bandage. You can't dismantle wristwatches, only digital watches. Ooh, some beer. I made myself an alcoholic, didn't I? I better open the beer. Take the chips. And I'm going to drink a fourth of the beer. All right. And then I'm going to chop up this corpse. Why is she feeling hopeless? She's hopeless and hungry. Uh-oh. Remove dirty bandage. I don't have anything to clean with yet. We'll put a new bandage on, though, which will help. All right. Alrighty, let's see. All right, let's clean up some stuff. Uh-oh, where'd you come from? Oh, we could grab a little lipstick in case we feel like we want to make ourselves out pretty later. Rip the clothing, cut up shoes, rip the clothing. Should we take the ring? Sure, let's wear the ring. Why not? All right, now we're going to chop up another corpse. All right. I think I'm going to change something before we stop, though. She's yelling a little too often for my taste. I think I should have changed that. Oh my goodness, what a mess. All right, so we're going to pick up all this mess. Oops. What time is it? Okay, yeah, I got a few more minutes here and then I'll have to go for now, but I plan on coming back on and playing again later, like after my appointment, because, yeah, so, all right, now I'm going to, can I dismantle, no, not yet. I need a hacksaw, okay. What do we have? Oh, in the crate, we have another, let's grab another rubber, oh, there's the glue. I can make the journal before I go, perfect. Ooh, beer. I'm going to take everything that isn't garbage out of here and use this as a temporary garbage can. Just because I can. I'm going to grab one more glass bottle for water, too. Grab all these drugs. Is she just sighing at me? Seriously? Okay. Now everything. All right, let's see what we all have here. Ooh, bags of concrete powder are handy for building. Yes, my alarm's going off. Leather strips. I don't need a buckle. That can go back in the crate. Tarps are good for water collectors. Couple books for when she's bored. We can now make the skill recovery journal. And, oh, I need a pen or pencil. That's right. Okay, so these can go in the crate. Empty pop cans are garbage. Dirty rags. Oops. Beer can. I'm going to throw the zombie meat in there for now. Empty lunch bags. Plastic bags. All right, so that's, like I said, going to be used for garbage for now. Now we'll grab the worn tire iron until we can find a better one. Grab these hatchets. I'm just grabbing these for now. Later on, I'll put them in I'll make like a special container for um, extra tools and stuff to keep on hand for when they break. Because they can wear out and break, obviously. As you can see, there's worn ones. Grab things I haven't read yet. That's rotten. Whoops. That's how the caps lock key got turned on. Grab all this. And then, let's see. rotten. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna leave all that stuff in there for now. Can I look in this crate yet? I don't remember. Let's see, anything in here useful? I haven't read these yet, so I'll take those out of there. Rolling papers. I don't think I can use a rubber band for anything that I can think of. We don't have like dogs yet, but I'm thinking they're probably gonna add them at some point, but I'm not gonna. All right, what's in these cupboards? All right, empty beer. Is this the crate? Yep, that's the crate. So we're gonna drag that over to the crate. Take that, grab that. I'm gonna read the seed packet first and then put it in here. Empty glass bottle can go in the crate. Take all the medications. Take all the drugs. Because we're eventually going to be putting like food items and cooking items and stuff in these cupboards because this is our base. And I'm eventually going to find a garbage can to replace these crates and get rid of and use the crates for other things, probably outside. But for now, okay, a small brush. Read the skill books. Grab the cigarette. Let's see, is this the, yep, that's the, make sure I'm putting stuff in the right place. Okay, the olive oil can stay in here, obviously, because that belongs in a cupboard. So we got olive oil for cooking. We're gonna have to find a stove, of course, at some point. But basically, I just go rob like stores. Okay, I'm gonna put this out here so I can look through it. I think I already have enough electrical skill, but we're gonna still build a bookshelf at some point. Dress. And then what we're gonna do is put the garbage bag in the crate. There we go. And is there anything in the oven? Oh, a rotten cooked sausage. Ew. Okay, I'm gonna grab that out of there. And then let's see, magazines go in my backpack for now. Let's see, grab this, put this in here. Let's see, whoops, dang it. Wasn't there. There. Do we need, oh, what's all in this tote bag? Okay. Oop, I just put that in the wrong place, but whatever. Okay, we'll grab all this. Food letter gum, strawberry soda. Okay, we can dismantle the hair dryer. Gum isn't really all that useful, but we'll grab this stuff anyway to get it out of there. And we'll grab the tote bag. And now we can go back over here to the crate. And okay, I don't know how I manage this, but all this stuff goes in my bag. Scrap electronics, yeah. Put in the crates. That's right, I still need a pen or pencil. Shoot. Okay. So that is the only, wait, did I check all the cupboards? All right, we're going to leave that in there for now. Leave those in there for now. That's the crate. Okay. So I really do, God darn it. I only have 9 minutes left. Oh man, oh wait, I can disinfect with whiskey. And this is just a regular infection, not a zombie infection, but you can still get really sick and die if you don't take care of yourself. What is this? Pick up object. right, so what I need to do, you know what? I'm just going to cheat and spawn a pen so I can. No, I don't want to make a. What am I doing? Crate. There we go. Put these in the crate. Put the sausage in the crate. Lunch bags and the plastic bags in the crate. And then I'm going to fill up the other empty water bottle so I don't forget. I'm going to wash myself and fill empty bottle and fill empty glass bottle. There we go. Now we have lots of. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is. No, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to go to debug. I'm going to do items list and I'm just going to type in. Oops. Dang it. Pen. No. Red. Oh my gosh, yeah, we're gonna lower that too before I go today. Green pen. Oh wait, I think I have to do that under name if I'm gonna do it that way. I want a Green Bay Packers jersey. No, that's tempting. Green glow stick. No, green pipe. Come on, where are you at? Whoop, went too far. What? Why is that showing up? Oh, here we go. We'll grab a green marker then. Fine. Shush. All right, now that should work, I think. We'll find out in a second. Yes, we can write in it with marker. Good. Now that saves all of the stuff we've done, the zombies we've killed, the fitness she gained, everything, all her skills she's gained so far, recipes she's learned. We're going to re-equip this so when she comes back in, she'll be armed. And there was one, oh yeah, I wanted to go to sandbox options real quick. That was the other thing. Sandbox options. Where is it? It should be down here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Tick chance per minute. Higher means more frequent. Lower means less frequent. All right, I'm going to cut that in half. The lowest possible radius for a vocal tick sound, we'll keep it at 7. Maximum, we'll go to like 25. If it is equal to or higher than, it will be considered a shout and use louder voice effects. Okay, let's make that so it's not as loud. No, okay. I still don't understand how raccoon has become a swear word, but hey, it's all good. All right, so it's almost noon and I have to get ready for my appointment. So I'm gonna end it here for now. But when I come back in, probably in a few hours or so, we're gonna start back right up here. And my goals for this game are to build onto this, add a basement, find, go out and loot refrigerators and microwave, some probably lamps, I'm thinking, generators, solar panels, all sorts of stuff. Get lots of planks and lumber and logs so I can build things. I like to build them myself. Oh, she's got a headache. Oh, that's right. She's hungry. Better, oh, so choose the weed chocolate bar. Good choice. That might help your headache, I suppose. Um, Better eat one more thing. Oh, yeah, just eat fruit jam out of the jar. Why not? We don't have any bread. I probably would too in your position. Okay, so this has been a lot of kind of boring lead up, I know. But if you've stuck with to watch the whole thing, thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. And it will get more interesting. It will get more fun. We'll fight some zombies. We'll build some stuff. Might die a few times. I'll try to show you other things. Why? Oh, yeah, it won't save my less frequency until she comes back. Um, but yeah, so for now, we're going to end here. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll follow Carlotta's journey I hope you like her and find her interesting. I think she'll get a lot more interesting as we go. Um, why do I hear a zombie pounding on something? All right, we won't worry about that right now. So I will see you hopefully in a few hours, and this will get uploaded to my YouTube channel as well. That info should be in my profile here on Twitch as well. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day if I don't see you. Bye bye.